Today, there are 500,000 people in Canada who are not at work because of a mental health or mental wellness related issue.
And I think it's a tough conversation because mental illness is a difficult concept for people to grasp.
People just don't know, and what we don't know, especially as managers, we just don't we're not comfortable talking about it.
Mental health issues, and especially an illness like I have bipolar disorder, is a chemical, physiological issue in my brain. It is not a choice. It is an illness like type 1 diabetes is an illness.
The way you need to look at it is to always understand fundamentally from a legal perspective, there's a duty to accommodate. We are no longer in an era where people come in, they do their job, they go home. An employer in an employment relationship is like a family now. And the only time you stop accommodating that employee is at the point where you get to undue hardship.
Ask your colleague or your friend, you don't seem yourself. Are you okay? And then just shut up. You don't have to say much, just acknowledging that you've noticed there's a change in someone, and the acknowledgement itself is actually a sign of caring.
There are times when your direct manager just may not have that emotional intelligence to have such a difficult discussion, and if you as someone even above that manager knows that that person just may not have that sensitivity level, you want to choose someone who does.
These people should familiarize themselves with the signs of burnout and signs of depression and signs of anxiety, because those three, either alone or in combination, are going to make up 75% of the applications for short-term disability leaves from work.
When managers come to us and ask us, like, what am I going to do? How do I start to do this? They're making the assumption that the person has a mental illness before they go and have that conversation.
When you start to talk to someone, a professional colleague, you don't want to cross a line sitting behind your big boss desk in a very cold environment. It might be very beneficial to just come up to the person and say, hey, do you want to get a coffee?
Always come at them from a frame of concern, so that the employee doesn't feel like they're being attacked or they're being signaled out.
Have the tough discussion early, because unfortunately, when no one's talking, then all of a sudden someone's thinking, hey, they're not listening to me. No one's listening to me. And all of a sudden they do think, unfortunately, well, what am I going to do? And then they get angry. And then when people get angry, unfortunately, who do they turn to? Well, they will often turn to a lawyer.
If you do wholeheartedly disagree with stigma, whether you have an illness or you don't, become your workplace champion, right? Bell Let's Talk Day. Just tweet about it, text everybody about it, bring it up at the staff meeting. The more you normalize the conversation, when somebody runs into trouble, they are less scared to speak out about it.
I believe the role is to help people be successful in their job. We have to start to shift that I am not your caretaker, and as a manager, I'm not your parent, but I'm here to support you in whatever way I can.
I have senior leaders, executives sort of think about this the other way, and don't think about what it's going to cost you to implement these programs, but think about what it's going to cost you not to implement them. People are the greatest resource, and you have to invest in your people if you want your organization to run healthily and efficiently.